So the plan today was to actually sell some cards and use the money to buy another box of Blazing Dominion to hopefully finally get the rest of the cards we need. But little did you know that buying booster boxes is not always the smartest, especially when duplicate boxes are a thing. Because I sold the Spark that I pulled and then immediately got another one. So I basically got the same secret rares in the last box. So definitely buy the singles, but of course if you're like me and you love gambling, you buy the boxes. But this is the Centurion version of Red Dragon Archfiend without Crimson King or Power Vice Dragon. And I have been testing this deck. It's still good. It's a bit scuffed without the cards, but even without them, like, you can still make some decent boards with it. So I'm going to show you my deck list. I'm playing 3 copies of Stone Sweeper to sub for the Power Vice. This is basically a free level 5 extender in the Centurion version because of the field spell. 3 copies of Soul Resonator. 2 copies of Crimson Gaia. Had to cut down on 1 for additional room in the deck because I did not want to play like a 50 card build. 3 copies of Bone and 1 copy of Foolish. These are all of your Red Dragon Archfiend starters that get you to full combo. Opening any 2 of these is also really good because it helps you with free extenders, because there are bricks in the deck that you're forced to play. For the Centurion starters, I'm on 3 copies of Emblem of Oath and 1 copy of the field spell. You do not need more than 1 field spell unless you're playing Gargoyle, but if you're playing Wake Up Centurion, then 1 is completely fine. And then you have the 2 main deck monsters, Primera and Shredea. Not playing Gargoyle makes Primera a brick, kind of, if you definitely normal summon it, but there are some combos that are fine. And then, of course, the Oath being the best starter, and Shredea and Primera, they're kind of bricks, but if you open them by themselves, they're at least playable. Without Crimson King, they're not good, but even in the Centurion end board, you can still make a Cosmic Blazar by itself, especially if you get interrupted with, let's say, your soul getting negated and you have Centurion in hand. This is a very good 2-card combo. Getting into the mandatory bricks, the 1 Darkness, the 1 Vision, the 1 Crimson. You don't have to play Crimson Resonator if you have Power Vice, but I do like playing Crimson Resonator, so definitely am going to be playing it. The 1 Synchron, the 1 Crimson Call, definitely mandatory still, because it definitely comes up in some of the combos. Now, I was playing a copy of King's Residence in the main deck, but in Centurion, it doesn't come up, so I have it in the side, and I have Branded Beast in the main instead, because this card comes up a lot when you're searching the Bestials. But the only downside is you are forced to play Wake Up, which you might be considering it's another brick. But basically, you're trading the Fiend Piece Golem for the Wake Up in this build, so that's not an issue with the amount of bricks. I feel like 7 bricks is definitely enough, especially since opening some of these isn't terrible. If you open, let's say, Darkness, or Crimson plus bonus full combo, so opening this sometimes isn't an issue. A lot of these you kind of want to see in your hand in some scenarios. If you open any of these 4 in your hand, it's not the end of the world, because you can special summon them as extenders. The only one you don't want to see is the Branded Beast, but you can just discard it off of Bone if you get to it. So none of these are really bricks, realistically. So you can call these bricks, you could say they're not bricks. I like to say some of these aren't, because they're free extenders. And then, of course, we have the searchable Bestials, the Lubellion, the Magna, and the Druisworm, of course. You could play Baldric if you want to, but I'm not. I was playing it in Pure, but I did cut it in Pure because I decided against it. I was also siding it, but I needed room for that. And then, of course, non-engine, up to you. I'm main decking the anti-hand trap lineup, just the 1 of each. I'm not playing Talent in the main because I wanted room for actual hand traps that are decent and, of course, budget friendly. You could play something like Phydralis or even Dominus Spark, but I'm playing on a budget, and I only have 1 of these, and I'm trying to sell it, not keep it, just because I'd rather use the money for this to get the other stuff that I need than actually play a single copy of Spark, in my opinion, so might as well not play it. But you can play it if you like to. Now, extra deck, it's semi-flexible. We have the Red Rising, the Crimson Blade, the Zalin, the Scarred, the Red Dragon Archfiend, Abyss, Dispatter. Chaos Angel is a lot better in the Centurion version than Pure, because you can use it with Bestial, so that's why I'm playing it. Oxala, Crimson Dragon, and Blazar for all the mandatory synchros. And then for the option cards, these ones are you can cut these if you want. I am playing Legatia, because the Centurion engine by itself could get into a Legatia and a free pop. The Red Rising, the second one, I am playing 2 because some combos with Nibiru, there are situations where the second one will come up with the Centurion engine. For example, Wake Up plus any extender can get you to a second one, so that's why I'm playing it. The Q-Belt, which is situational, and then obviously Stormbane, might as well show that because it's there. But Q-Belt comes up a lot sometimes with just Soul plus Trudea. If you get interrupted, you can make a level 7, and that's Q-Belt. And Stormbane helps you with a level 8 extender plus like Soul. Like if you open Soul with like any like extender or even like Lubellion, sometimes like Stormbane comes up. Also like this plus Dispatter is so good because you're banishing a bunch of synchros in your graveyard, and then Dispatter can bring back like, let's say Red Dragon Archfiend with Crimson Guy, and you just go for game. That's why I like this card a lot for going second, especially if you can make it. Or even sometimes like going first, I'll make this if I want like an unaffected towers on the board, because it's 3k, like it's hard to deal with sometimes. So that is it for the extra deck. I will show the side deck just because not a lot of people show their side decks in this deck, because they're like, what do you side? But like, again, it's locals personal preference, but I'm playing the Droll and Lockbird and the Perulias as like hand traps in the side deck. Typically Droll is good against most decks, but I'm maining Ghost Spell over Droll just because Ghost Spell is good against stopping like Bystials or something against like Red Rising if you're playing the Crimson Resonator. 2 copies of Thrust, 1 Talents, 1 Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Solemn cards, King's Vigilance, and the stand-up Centurion for the side deck. And that is it for my Centurion version. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.